Hello guys, today's lesson is stress, crisis and change management. Stress, crisis and change management, which is a topic which grade 11s learn in term 2. So guys, I'm gonna guide you and show you how to pass this topic and show you the relevant information that you need to know, the most important information. So I wouldn't say this is the easiest topic, but yeah, it's a little bit challenging. It's very challenging, this topic, for me specifically, because when I was in grade 11 it was challenging. So yeah, I need you guys to memorize the most important thing. So without wasting any time, I'm gonna start with terms and definition. As you know, I will always start there. Terms and definition. Term: deadlines, date by which something should be completed, which is a deadline. By the way, if you play video games, you probably know what is a deadline. Pressures: the use of persuasion to make someone to do something. Incompetence: inability to do something successful. Overload: most of people know this, to put many things in or on something or someone. Vision: the ability to think or plan the future with imagination. Communication: the implanting or changing or exchanging of information by speaking, writing, or using some other medium. Consolidated gains: to bring together separate parts into a single or unfilled whole. Proactive: controlling a situation rather than just responding to it after it has happened. Disaster: a sudden accident or natural catastrophe that causes great damage or loss of life. Solutions: solving a problem or dealing with difficult situation. Moral: confidence and enthusiasm and discipline. Turnover: rate at which something changes. So guys, without wasting any time, I'm gonna start with the real business now. I'm gonna start with meaning of stress. We're going to start the meaning of stress. Many of you know what is stress. You've been stressed before. So let's start meaning of stress. Meaning of stress: stress is defined as a state of emotional or mental strain. This is actually a dictionary explanation. So you can just to make things easy for you, you can just take a marking pen or a pen, even a pencil, and underline emotional and or mental. You'll actually remember it when you are writing an exam. Usually when they ask it, they will be like sometimes it will be like an essay question. They will just want one meaning on introduction. So stress is defined as a state of emotional and mental strain. The strain can affect memory, concentration, and lowers the morale of employees. It affects memory and concentration. Obviously, most of the time, not even most of the time, when you are stressed, as you can see, some of the workers, people who maybe, like for example, they have loved one who passed away, so they have stress. They don't come to work because their concentration level is not high. Stress refers to harmful physical, emotional response that can happen when there is conflict between job demands on employees and the amount of control an employee has over meeting these demands. Sometimes stress can take over your body, and it depends what kind of person you are, by the way. Some of them, it causes them to fight. Causes of stress in business environment. This one is very easy to memorize, guys. So causes of stress in business environment. So each and every time you see this question, which will come as what are the causes of stress in business environment, you must remember this. Heavy workload causes stress. I don't think you will forget this one. Heavy workload, long working hours, time pressures and deadlines. Inadequate trained subordinates. Obviously, this one you will forget. The necessity of attending meetings. Taking work home. Job insecurity. So guys, to make things easy for you guys, I would like you guys to underline the to write down the easy ones, which I'm saying right now: job insecurity, bullying or harassment, heavy workload, long working hours. And also you can write an extra one: poor working conditions. They will usually want four of them. They don't want more than four. So write down poor working conditions, job insecurity, lack of accountability, long working hours, heavy workload. I need you guys to write those ones, because those ones are easy. Remember, here we were working together. I need you to memorize this. Even if you have never studied again, you will memorize them in a final examination. Importance of stress in the workplace. If stress is not managed effectively, it can get out of control and cause staff health issues. By the way, if you don't know this, because you guys obviously you don't study medicine, you have never been in university, stress can cause a lot of things, can even cause a heart attack. I've seen people pass away because of stress. So stress is real, guys. It's like depression. I'm sure you guys have seen people who are depressed, and yeah. Stressed employees are more likely to miss work, both as a way to cope or due to health related problems. As I've said before, I've explained this part. I've already explained it, that people who are stressed are more likely not to come to work because of the issues I've explained right now in the video. I've already explained this one. Managing stress will calm absenteeism in order to maintain productivity at workplace. So obviously, when stress is managed, absenteeisms will be low now, because employees will no longer be stressed and they will come to work. They will be relieved. So things like going to psychologist, help, maybe praying. Actually, praying helps. Yeah, things like that helps people to overcome stress. Religious stuff. Workers who suffer from stress often display poor judgment in crisis or emergency situations, and this can be avoided through managing stress. So this is it. Importance of stress in the workplace. Ways employees can manage stress in the workplace. So now it's ways employees can manage stress. Develop self-awareness to recognize the signs of stress and its causes. So when you recognize the signs of stress, you can now deal with that situation. Create a balanced lifestyle. Minimize extreme emotions. Exercise regularly and keep fit. So this has been proven to be right. Exercising really destroys stress. If you are stressed currently, you should try exercising, guys. It really helps. Now I'm talking from the personal perspective. I'm not talking something that was researched. Follow a balanced diet. This also helps. Also, get enough sleep and relaxation. It is very important to get relaxation, guys. Even if you're studying hard or you're at varsity, it's very important that you sleep at least 7 to 8 hours. Sleeping 3 hours, it will definitely damage you. Definition of crisis. Crisis is an unforeseen event that can cause major changes in an organization. It refers to a sudden and potential disastrous events. It is a timed, intense, difficult, trouble, danger. Most of you guys know what is crisis, which is an event that is disastrous, by the way. Example of crisis in the workplace, but currently we are focusing on the workplace. Loss of property due to fire, which actually happens rarely. It's loss of property due to fire, which business is on fire. But we can avoid this. We can solve this by having insurance early on. Theft of assets and equipment, which a criminal will come at night while we are not at work. Breakdown in machinery. This happens a lot on companies, South African companies like BAT. breakdown of machinery. It happens. Power outages. This is one of my favorite because we have load shedding. An accident, conflict, supply shortage. So you guys can just write the easy one. You can one of the crises in the workplace, you can just write to make things easy for yourself. Crisis in the workplace are events where the business gets affected, and most of the time they are not, the business cannot avoid these things. So like you can just write down natural disaster, supply shortage, conflict, and accident. And also you can write loss of property due to fire, which falls under natural disaster anyway, but you will get a mark for that. Ways business can deal with crisis in the workplace. If you remember the word crisis, everything is going to be solved, guys. It's going to be solved. Business should respond appropriately and quickly to lessen the effects of crisis situation. Intervene swiftly with agency, but without panicking and overreacting. Identify the real nature of crisis by making a true assessment of situation and seeking expert opinion. This helps a lot. Assess, or if the crisis happens, face up to it and quickly find out what has happened without overreacting. Deal with crisis directly, timelessly, without trying to avoid or minimize the seriousness of the situation. You face your problems, you don't run away from your problems. So you can you face your problems when they happen in the business. You face them and try to find a better solution to solve that problem, even if it can be avoided. Definition of change. Change is a process that takes place, employees and organization from the present to future desired change. New ways to get things done. You guys know what is change is. New ways to get things done. You guys change every day. You understand what is change. Internal causes of change. Internal and external causes of change. So now we are going to the topic, internal and external causes of change. Internal causes of change. New business objectives and goals. High employee turnover, where many employees have to join the business. New policies, procedures implemented in the business. New management, restructuring, retrenchment, new equipment. External causes of change. Political factors, change in government policy and international relations. Social factors, legal factors, economical factors, technological factors. So yeah, I have read both of them and I've said both of them. So what are internal and external causes? Internal, they actually take place inside the business. External, they take place outside the business. I think you guys have already learned this. Maybe your teacher have told you, but if your teacher haven't told you, I'm telling you now. Internal take place inside the business. Why I'm telling you this? Because it's helpful for you to remember. Whenever you are writing an exam and you remember internal causes, now you know that it's talking about inside the business. Then you just write restructuring, new management, new equipment, things like that, things that change inside the business. Then external, it talks about outside the business. This is important to remember, guys. I will advise you to write that down. It will be very helpful for you guys. Then this one is the one that gives a problem to many people. John P. Cotter's 8 steps of leading change. Establish a sense of agency by motivating their employees. Underline motivating their employees. Form powerful coalition build the guiding team by bringing, this is very vital, guys, build the guiding team by bringing together a team of influential people who will convince everyone else that change is needed. Build the guiding team. Develop a vision or strategy, deciding what values are central to change. Communicate the vision frequently and demonstrate the kind of behavior that they want from their employees. This is all that you need to know. These are the easy ones. Develop a vision and strategy. Decide what values are central to the change. Those are the easy ones, guys, that you can be able to remember. You just underline the keywords and you will actually remember what is John P. Cotter's 8 steps of leading to change. Major changes that people and business deal with. Unemployment. Major changes. It is when employees lose their jobs because they are fired or they quit their jobs. Change can lead to unemployment due to retrenchment. A business may close down, sold, or resulting to unemployment. Coping with unemployment is traumatic and can lead to depression. Retrenchment. Retrenchment is when a business cuts number of workers to reduce their wages and salary bill. Guys, I'm actually explaining the difference between unemployment and retrenchment. Retrenchment is when a business cuts the numbers of workers to reduce their wages and salary bill. It's very important that you guys remember this. Cuts. You can just underline business cuts number of workers. A process whereby employees reviews its business needs to increase profits or limit losses, which leads to reducing employees. Economic changes may result in many people being retrenched from their jobs. Globalization. It is the trend where businesses are able to trade different countries. Businesses must deal with and adapt to changes globalization brings. Globalization means that many local businesses struggle to compete with bigger, stronger, experienced markets abroad. So this is straightforward, guys, and these are the straightforward globalization trend where businesses are able to trade in different countries. Strategies business can use to deal with globalization. Adapt your approach to new operation complexities. Business should be aware of changes related to industries. Keep abreast of new technologies, processes, and developments that could give your business a competitive edge. Investigate overseas markets for their products. Source overseas manufacturers, materials and suppliers. Build a strategy connecting with the government. Comply with international standards of quality. Comply with international trade laws. So obviously, in order to beat your competitors, you must check what they are selling. You must check what they are selling and check what they are doing wrong so that you can fix that. Affirmative action. Affirmative action is a policy that ensures qualified people, designated groups have equal opportunities in the workplace. The policy aims to ensure Black South Africans and women and people with disabilities are well represented in the businesses. So underline Black South Africans, women, and people with disabilities are well represented in businesses. That's the aim of the policy. Workers can resent affirmative action appointments and people who have been appointed in affirmative action positions. Strategies business can use to deal with affirmative actions. Now we are talking about strategies. So guys, in order to remember strategies, you have to know what is affirmative actions. So it's better for you to read at least twice when they give you your notes, or when you have your notes, you read at least twice and understand what is affirmative action. Inform employees. Strategies. Inform employees on how affirmative action will be implemented in the business. You need to inform employees. Underline inform employees. Businesses must accept affirmative action programs. Acceptable. They must be acceptable. Must have acceptable, by the way. Businesses must have acceptable affirmative actions. So you must underline must have acceptable affirmative action programs. Must have acceptable. Businesses must indicate in all job adverts that they are affirmative action employees. So they must indicate and have acceptable, and they must inform. Those are the keywords. They should open themselves to new ideas, opportunities, instead of sticking to the past. Open themselves to new ideas. Ways businesses can deal with or manage change in the workplace. Acknowledge that the change is stressful and empowering employees to cope with stress. Transparency in the process of change is important, and building trust with employees. Trust is very important, especially when you're working in the group. Management need to ensure that it communicates with employees and keeps all informed of decisions and anticipated changes. Do not deviate from the original plan. Involve employees in the transformation process. So you must involve employees in order to build trust, and do not change the plan just in the last minute and say I'm changing the plans now. You must stick to the plans that you have just said you're gonna do. So this this whole topic is about stress management and stress crisis and management. This is all you need to know, which is chapter 8. I have explained everything that you need to know. If you wanna know chapter 7, I've leave the link in the description, and it's very important that you guys watch this chapter also, because everything is explained here and it's explained fast. So guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video and share the video so that many learners will get the same information that you have got. Peace.